There's been a lot of talk the past few days about a possible casino coming to Rockingham County, and not all of it is positive.
WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller got a reaction from people with close ties to a summer camp right next door.
Yeah, developers are eyeing this large plot of land. If you look closely at the map, it lines the entire distance of Camp Carefree. It's a summer camp for children with chronic or terminal diseases.
Ryan Joyce took me on a ride through the nearly 90 acres Camp Carefree sits on. The program director showed me just how close development could be to its 150 to 400 campers with special needs.
That is just about the end of camp land. It kind of goes diagonally through this field is our parcel, and everything that's over here would be rezoned.
NC Development Holdings wants to rezone 192 acres of this land on Highway 220. Joyce says he's concerned it could impact the water supply to their pond.
Where we do our canoeing and fishing programs, and if the land is redeveloped, then we may lose our pond, which would ultimately result in our programs to have to kind of discontinue.
The development company presented its request to the county planning board last week.
Without, specific plans, it's hard to know exactly what that will look like.
The company hasn't shared its plans, but paperwork filed with the state shows it's tied to a casino developer. This comes as state lawmakers talk about new gambling laws and casinos. Republican Senate Leader Phil Berger represents Rockingham County. He said last week there's a good chance lawmakers will approve new gambling legislation this summer.
If we have people who are gambling and maybe drinking or things like that, they may just want to wander onto our property, and that proposes a safety hazard for our kids.
Some neighbors expressed concerns at last week's planning board meeting.
I think you all know what they plan on putting in there. I think it's supposed to be hush-hush what they're putting in there. We don't want it. This community doesn't want it.
There's a personal connection to Camp Carefree for people like Mackenzie Weekly. When she was younger, she and her sister, who has epilepsy, would go to the camp every summer.
Show her that she's not out of the ordinary or anything. She's just a typical kid, and it showed that we both were able to come to a camp that was specialized for her.
Weekly and Joyce hope to keep developers from making a splash in their rural area that's become a safe haven for kids with special needs.
The planning board denied the rezoning request last week, but the county board of commissioners has the final say. It'll go before them next month.